as per usual this season, we start off about 2 or 3 lighter topics before we get into the main meat and potatoes of the episode. WaveyGawd, if you would, the first 1 or 2 topics to chew on.
I mean, it got announced yesterday, but Castlevania last season on Netflix finally got a trailer. Saw it yesterday. I'm hyped. I'm already hyped for it. That's like one. What's it like a Western animated kind of show like Avatar and stuff like that. But it's definitely. I'm not big on the Castlevania franchise, but that series alone has been really, really fire. And I think it spawned a couple of other Netflix animated shows like what was it one? Oh, with the Greek mythology.
Blood. Yeah.
Blood of Zeus.
Yeah, I still haven't seen that, but I'll check it out. But I'm hyped for Castlevania too. Oh yeah, Invincible is right. Yeah. I still gotta watch that too. But Castlevania is gonna be fire. Well, I don't know. I want to know what y'all opinions on it so far. If y'all seen the trailer, what y'all think of it?
I'm hyped. I mean, I think Castlevania did a great job with the series. I just hope that they bring it to an end with the bang, because they do a really good job of. They build you up, right? They give you a lot of action, and then it's over, and you're just like, "Damn, what's next?" So I hope that this one really satisfies it. That's about it. But we know what we're gonna get with that, right? We know it's gonna be, pretty good.
Vampires,
Whatever. I agree.
I don't know, bro.
I think. So I said earlier before we started the podcast that I don't know that there's been a definitive success of a movie adaptation for a video game franchise. To a large degree, I think that's true, but Castlevania was the first thing that I saw that I was like, man, this is done completely excellent. I think the story is really solid, but yeah, I completely agree. I worry more about how they're gonna wrap things up than the actual progression of the show, because season to season, I think it's really held up.
Having seen the seasons myself, I agree. They've done a really faithful job at explaining the world, giving us a lot of juicy action to chew on, and at its core, it's vampires versus vampire slayers. What else can we say? That's what we want to see. It doesn't beat around the bush, so it has my thumbs up.
Yeah. The only thing that I would say about it is I'm excited about it because I thought that the previous seasons were really good, but because of how long ago they were, I don't know. It's kind of like you watch I was binge watching it. So Ethan told me to watch it. So I binge watched all of them. And then I don't see where they can go. I know that it ended where I was like, oh, okay, I want more. But it's been so long ago that I just don't remember. So I have to go rewatch.
Well, I think it's interesting because they kind of address what to me is probably the biggest problem of this show is how do you conclude it when, spoiler alert, the biggest character in the show dies, and they kind of address that in the trailer.
They did.
What do we do now? We got to make sure he's dead, or So, yeah. So I think I'm interested, but I am worried to see I hope that they don't just drag it out for the sake of dragging it out, I guess is what I'm getting at, because then you get sort of a Game of Thrones situation.
Yeah, I was actually just about to say that. Yeah, that's been.
Oh my God.
That has been the folly of a lot of American shows coming out now. They drag it out so much because they want to milk it as much as possible.
Yep.
Oh look, a Wild Drew appeared.
Right, look at this.
Hey,
do we have Desert Skies?
Yo, I was hungry, y'all. Sorry, I had to get some food.
All right, so we're in the news here. So quick pause a moment. Desert Skies, introduce yourself and where people can follow you at.
Yo, what up, Desert Skies? One of the many heads of Phucaname. I'm here in the background, follow us at Phucaname, of course. And then if you want to, you don't have to, because, I don't know if I allow strangers in my IGs that much, but Desert Skies, DESERTSKIES.
And since we've been trying to do it for the past few episodes and you hadn't been available, life and stuff like that, do your usual call so we can start this officially.
Of course. There it is.
There we go.
Hey, why did that sound better with him being like tired and groggy and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like the rest of his voice sound all dry and weak and annoying. But then that was the best one. That was the best one.
It's been a while.
I think we've
Don't
ever
hate.
had.
It's just been a while since I've done it. That's you just
Nah,
okay.
that was the best one. I don't know what it was. That needs to be the first thing that you like belch out like in the morning. Like get up out of bed.
You need to go ahead and record him so we can just have that on a button, kind of like that. That was easy. That staple.
Yeah.
But see, I feel like if it's the same. If it's the same every time, then it loses some of the hype. You know, I think
I'm with Cornered on that one, but I'm also with Noob on that one. Like, you gotta be low key.
So you with us both?
Yes.
Playing the fence. He playing the fence.
I'm playing the fence.
Hey, that was a weak ass defense.
Yeah.
Both make a solid point. Both make a solid point. You want to have the squad call because we try to do it. I try to do it. It's not the same.
What about the squad
but,
chant?
He said, "I'm with him on this one, but I'm also with him on this."
but if it's the same every time, it loses its you know what I'm saying? Somebody's like, oh, I like episode 2 squad. Well, I like season 1 episode 8 squad. You know, it's like, oh, like everyone might have their preferences there.
Back to Overwatch squad chant.
Oh, God.
If we ever get that
Squad.
Just letting y'all, let listeners know right now, only 2 of the people in here play Overwatch. The rest of us just like gave up on that a couple of years ago.
Yo, shout out to this man Eric. I've been playing Overwatch, but I haven't played rank in a minute. So yo, he got all the way to what is it now?
Masters, bro.
You got
Out
the
here in
Masters with the Junkrat. You just be trolling your way to Masters now?
In these streets. No, not even just Junkrat, Torbjorn, Bastion, and Symmetra. Just all the cancer characters, bro.
I was over your crib yesterday. I was over your
I
crib.
give respect to UI Vegito.
Here.
His game, he jump games.
Hey,
Wait, I was like, what? Vegito and number in Overwatch? Get out of here.
I only played those characters to make a point, and that was to show myself that I'm lit at the game. That was it. I said, look,
it's not about attaining UI rank. It's about sending a message.
I was stuck. I picked up all the
5-year-olds.
I picked up all the OP characters. And I just blazed my way up to live in Legend. I was like, really? Is this easy when you play with these characters? Oh,
Did you really do that for real? Like,
yeah, that's how I got up there, and then I dropped them because I was like, this is too easy. Like,
yeah, it's about that's imbalance of fighting games could be another whole topic in general. Like there's like characters you want to be good with, like shout out to Noob wanting to be good with Krillin. It's Kriller time, but Krillin will not be given.
Always Kriller time.
Krillin will not be given a god tier palette to use. That's just not how that game's gonna work.
They did buff him a bit. Till I've been seeing a lot of pros use him a lot now.
His 2M is his 5M is nice. Like that is a real good opener. You know what I'm saying? Like he's all right. But I hear
his 2H is still shit. But
New got Kriller time. I've seen Kriller time in person. It's fierce.
It's a fact.
I have a weakness to Kriller time.
I'm trying to channel my inner Dada Doya.
Yeah, hey,
that dude be really going off with his Krillin. I'd be like, yo, he be making it look fun.
So Krillin has a good kit in fighters.
Krillin and Yamcha are like surprisingly like top tier characters.
I think everybody really has a good kit in that game now, and not to spend too much time on it, but ever since they updated the assists and give variety to the assists, now that made every character a little bit more viable because you can combo and you can set up with your assists now. Before everyone just had one assist, like it was just one assist you got with every character. And now, because you have different types with different ones, if you have a character that doesn't have range, you can use a different type of assist for another character that might have some range and help you close the distance. So you can compensate. So, I think they did a good job with that. Sadly, I don't know if there's any more updates going to be coming out for it, but
they might probably be doing Fighters 2 maybe. You think there'll be a Fighters 2, or do you think they just kind of like sit on this and carry it?
With the success of Fighters, they had better do a Fighters 2.
Man,
I would love it.
Need another update, but yeah, probably another Fighters 2. But
man, give me
take us off topic, whatever you guys were talking about. I just came to join in.
Oh, this is the opening. This is the opening news.
Same and
Desert came in.
Yeah, so Desert, what do you think about the Castlevania the trailer if you saw it?
I am beyond hype. Oh my god, I shared that in my Slack channel at work. I was like, this is about to be the most lit season ever. Because when Castlevania comes in, that's like one of the few things I like binge immediately. Like once season 1 got out the way and they did all the exposition, it was still hype, and then 2 and 3 came. Oh my gosh, like that's one of the few things where they're like, oh, Netflix anime when you know it's not anime because it's made in America, but you're still like, no, this is pretty high. This is probably anime.
Is it invited to the cookout?
No, shoot. This is
The
invited.
only-
Can we invite people to a
Cookout,
Japanese cookout?
No, this is like first theme lunch break right here. Like, that's one of the things we really just kind of jumped on is the anime cookout. Which Western creations were invited to the anime cookout? We got Avatar, Teen Titans, Boondocks. Like they can show up to the Japanese anime cookout and they'd be like,
I have a plate ready. It's all good.
Right.
Yo, Castlevania's invited to the cookout and the night.
Korra? What about Korra?
Korra counts.
Hey, now you look. Don't get me started already. Don't get me started.
I'm starting to watch Legend of Korra right now. That's what I was asking.
I know, because your ass is late as hell. But we ain't gonna do that.
I didn't see when it was on TV. I'm sorry. What do you want me
You
to do?
also ain't seen it when it first hit Netflix. It's been on Netflix for like a year.
So
Go.
I got other shows to watch, man.
Yo, Yensen, get your cousin, bro.
Honestly, the defense rests. I can't come back from so.
There's a
My
dub
backlog is
side
crazy.
and there's an L side to the family. I think I know which side is on.
Wow.
The waves are looking choppy. That's all I'm saying.
So we've got all hype for Castlevania. You catch the trailer on YouTube. We also have the trailer on our Instagram page. So go peep it, watch it. Comment below if you're hype or not. Add to the comment section for our page and just like be hype with us. Be hype with Desert Skies. Just be hype for this show, final
I
season.
think that's the hypest part about that trailer because usually when you see those cool trailers, you're like, oh, it's coming out in the fall, or like I gotta wait a few months. No, it's coming out in May. I'm like, yes.
Coming out.
Yeah. Like a lot of trailers now are kind of like the trailer, but when's it coming out? Tomorrow. Like, trailers used to be like, oh, check it next in about 2023. Now trailers like, oh, I'll catch it. Well, when's it coming out? In about an hour.
Hey,
Eric can testify to this because like Overwatch used to do that all the time. Like when it first started, Overwatch would be like, "Oh, here's a trailer for like the new patch." It's like, "Oh, when's the new patch? 2 months." Oh, that's disgusting.
Hey, but we all at home now, so Muggs ain't trying to sit around at home during this pandemic, waiting years and months for this thing to come out. It's like, nah, if you gonna get me excited about this thing, like I need it to come out soon. Like I'm at home, my kids is in my ear, and I'm trying to make sure everybody's good. Like, nah.
Dropped in like 5 minutes. Like, what? I can turn my system on right now?
Yeah. Just gotta sit through the update. How long does it take? About an hour. It's like 2 gigs worth of update. Be like, bet. I'm gonna go make some food. I'll be back.
Oh yeah, I want to add Nerd Institute. I want to ask Nerd Institute specifically. Well, y'all can chime in too, but this is like my last news bite. But since you were talking about DC stuff like before the pod started, what do y'all think of the news of Bautista basically just ramming into Warner Brothers, being like, "Hey, I want to play Bane. Hey, we're not hiring for Bane yet. I don't care. I want to play him." Like, do y'all see Bautista playing a good Bane if they recasted him?
I could see Dave Bautista playing Bane. Bane doesn't particularly shout like method actor to me, and I have a lot of respect for Dave Bautista, but he's like admitted several times in his own interviews that he's like, I know I'm not the most experienced actor, but he's a pretty humble guy. He knows he has a lot of work to do, but yeah, he's got the build for it. He's got the acting chops, I think, to be able to pull a character like that off. So why not?
Okay, Eric.
I see his mouth move, but I don't hear anything.
Yeah, I don't know if he's on mute.
Oh, he is. He's on mute.
There we go. My bad.
Okay.
Yeah. Nah, I was saying
we'll chop it right here so I can in post edit. So I'll say, Eric, your thoughts?
Yeah. So, Bautista isn't that great of an actor, but like Ethan said, as long as it's not John Cena, I guess it's okay. I feel like they're putting John Cena in everything, bro. I just can't. John Cena, like, sit down or just retire. Just like take a break, bro. But yeah, Bautista, I guess he does have the build for it, but I don't know.
He has to look for it. That's how Bane looks.
But what would they put him, like, what movie would they put him in?
So, Ethan, I noticed you said, was it Ethan or was it WaveyGawd who said, like, recasted him? It was like, well, there is no Bane right now because Begins the Dark Knight trilogy doesn't count. So technically there is none. So he would be fresh.
Well, I imagine this would be for, the Batman movie with Robert, what's his name? I would imagine it would be for something.
Patterson. Yeah.
Right.
Pattinson.
But I agree to what was said. I'm a fan of Dave Bautista. I mean, wrestling and acting. I think he's come a long way in his acting chops. I think when he was in Blade Runner, when he was in that, I think his acting chop showed how far he's come. And
he was in Blade Runner?
Yeah, he was in Blade Runner.
I did not know that. I know he's in the new movie, The Army of the Dead, that's coming out. That looks like pretty hype on Netflix.
Oh, I know that he was in that
Zack
movie
Snyder
where
film.
He was like a nanny.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up.
I know he was in that film. Like,
I feel it's almost like a rite of passage because every wrestling actor will do a serious movie. At least I know The Rock did it, a serious movie, and then he did like that Tooth Fairy movie.
Oh my gosh, the Tooth Fairy movie. I was like,
what about See No Evil though?
But The Rock the one thing The Rock did, which was perfect, and he did it all throughout his wrestling career too, is he showed his versatility. And that's what makes him so crazy. That's what puts him like, I'm not going to say he's like a Will Smith, but Will Smith, like, it's not really a role that you think Will Smith can't do. You know what I'm saying? Because he's versatile. Like, you could have Will Smith play a Tooth Fairy. You could have Will Smith play an action hero. You could have Will Smith play a character that transforms into a donkey. You know what I'm saying? But, like, you can't have Denzel do that because that's not in his profile. But Denzel's phenomenal.
Whoa.
Well, I want to jump in right
What
quick
you
because this
won't
actually
do is
brings
talk about
in
Denzel,
a.
No, that's no knock on Denzel. I'm just saying Denzel has a lane that
Know your lane. Yeah, basically.
Like I wouldn't expect to see Denzel in a like fantasy kids-ish movie. Like Will Smith, I would. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of in his.
Don't be surprised though, because he might eventually like pull out and be like, "Oh, Denzel is like playing a villain or a hero, voiceover wise, or something like that."
That's true. Yeah, he could definitely do that.
Noob, you were saying?
Yeah, it actually brings up a really interesting point about Dave Bautista wanting to play Bane. I think we've gotten a couple of actors now that it's a really interesting trend that these actors want to demand to play characters and almost want stories written around their desire to play a character. The person who plays Carol Danvers, Brie Larson, hasn't she gone on record on saying she wants to play Samus Aran?
Yeah, she said. She did say that. I think I did hear something about that.
Yeah, she did.
She has said that, and there's been a couple of other actors and actresses that have said, "I want to play." I mean, shoot, the guy who's playing Shang-Chi, he basically hit up Marvel and was like, "Yo, when you making Shang-Chi, I'm your dude.
Shoot your shot."
That's a thing, bro. Like I'm okay with that because like he's not really he's not a household name, you know what I mean? I'd rather them choose people that we don't know, so we don't go in there with these expectations like you were saying, stay in your lane. Like people have that mentality of stay in your lane for these certain actors, and that will impact how they view the movie itself. Whereas if you pick some rando off the street to play Bane and they do a phenomenal job, you're basically you're not looking at them as an actor or their previous work. You're looking at what their performance was for the actual film itself. So to be honest, me personally, I would probably prefer any of these new superheroes or any of these characters besides the ones that like are a clear fit, like John Krasinski for Mr. Fantastic. Like if you're not like a huge clear fit, make them a random person. Like no one ever saw Chris Pratt playing Star-Lord. Like that wasn't a thing. You know what I mean? So
I would still love Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic person.
Yo, that's what I'm saying. Like unless it's like a clear fit, then like don't just have have it be a rando.
It is a good point you make because you're right with these new people, especially like Chris Evans and the return of Robert Downey Jr. Like those careers redefined them. I'm not going to say it defined them because there's other roles that Evans and Downey have had before, but it does it gives them a chance. Like it gives a chance for the actor of Shang-Chi. I forget his name. I'm sorry. And other people to come into the MCU or to come into their own and just make their own careers.
Exactly. Yeah. But even with Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans, even though they had stuff before that, if you go to anyone and say like what was their previous, like a random person, and what was their previous work, or what were they known for, they're gonna be like Iron Man and Captain America. So
Yeah.
like
You correct.
make some new people into household names.
Yeah,
Right. You're not
support
that great.
And when
I support
you
that.
have a franchise, and when you have a lot of influence, right, and a lot of clout, when you have the Midas touch, which Disney has right now, Game of Thrones also had it at one point, where every single actor and actress in that was getting picked up for other things and making a ton of money because the product was so good. Now, like you see all these people saying, oh yeah, all these actors are saying, oh yeah, I wouldn't mind playing whatever and blah blah blah. Like, yeah, I wouldn't mind being in the Disney universe neither, because that'll set me up for life. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Money,
Like,
man.
Oh, they treat you good.
Check.
If you get in, look at Josh Gad. Look at who's another one that they keep bringing back. Oh, the musician Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Oh yeah. Hey,
They
Shout out
will
to him. Shout out to
use you.
Hamilton, yo.
hey, shout out to Hamilton.
Aquafina's in everything.
But shout out to Moana. I'm just
Shout out to Moana and that soundtrack, bro. That
Yeah.
soundtrack is godlike, man.
Bro, that movie was cheeks.
Excuse you?
All right. The movie was meaty. The movie was
Yeah.
like it was like a good 6,
Stop.
like 7, but the
There it
soundtrack made it go
Move
higher
on.
to me.
I'm not doing this.
Wait, I missed it.
The
What he say?
soundtrack was also cheeks, bro.
Wait, what movie?
He's trying to draw you in, man.
All right,
I
son.
know. This is what happens.
Don't bite the hook. Don't do it.
Trust me, I know.
No, wait. I
Trust
want to
me.
hear this man say with his own. Say with his chest. Wait, say it
The
again.
soundtrack was cheeks. The movie was cheeks.
Wait, what movie was cheeks? What are you talking about?
Moana.
You said
bro.
Moana,
If you
bro.
say Moana
I'm
is better
full
than Tangled or
podcast.
Frozen, you're
So
out of
where
your
you live,
mind,
send me
bro.
your address. I'm coming to slap
If you say Moana was better than Frozen or Tangled, you're out of your mind.
It
The
literally
Out of
soundtrack?
your
was.
mind.
It
The
literally-
soundtrack was
Soundtrack?
better than Frozen.
Yeah.
Out of your mind.
Yes.
All right,
Oh,
son.
Frozen just went viral.
Look, you
Like,
can
No,
say
not
whatever
even
you
like
want,
take.
but you can't
take-
say it's butt
the
cheeks.
reason people don't like it is because it went viral. But if you take Frozen for what it was versus Moana's soundtrack for what it is, there's no comparison, bro.
Moana's
You're right.
soundtrack
Hey,
is literally.
there is no comparison. I agree. There's no comparison.
Because Frozen wins. If you say otherwise, you're out of your mind. You're out of
So
control.
they're both two stories that did something that we haven't seen in Disney before. One where a
What, the
sister
grandma dies?
for a sister, and then one where had like a woman princess or like chief daughter who was actually like the main character.
Mulan? Are we gonna forget about Mulan?
One
She
where the
wasn't the
Rock
chief daughter.
Okay, one where the
Doesn't
Rock
matter. She became one.
No, she
What?
did.
No, that's
forget
not. That
about
Mulan
Jasmine?
didn't do anything like that. Don't you
Her dad
forget
never
about
did
anything about
anything.
that live action movie? She was nothing like that. She was the daughter of a warrior. Okay,
We
daughter
gonna
of a
forget
soldier.
about Jasmine.
Clearly, we're torn on this, but I think
Like
the clear
Blade all
answer-
over again.
I'm
I
a
think
warrior.
First black MCU character.
there is one
Okay,
answer
Eric's just
to
talking
this
there.
question.
I'm sorry.
I know. Don't get baited in. Don't get baited by this. The one answer is Moana, and that's okay.
No, the one answer is Frozen.
Yeah,
Soundtrack,
WaveyGawd.
story.
Wave.
everything.
WaveyGawd. Is there any other topic? Or any other topics?
I
on
believe this is the
Doc-
part where in the comments you say vote.
Right.
Or
Yeah,
vote
right.
Frozen.
Sorry, Eric.
Whatever Disney
Yeah.
movie you like more.
Yeah,
Just
whoever
don't
listening to the
vote
podcast,
Cheeks,
y'all gonna
'cause it
vote.
wasn't cheeks.
Y'all vote
Shiny,
better.
Shiny from Moana. Like,
Garbage.
I could go down the whole list of all the bangers.
Wow.
We're not going to. We're not going to.
You-
We're not
you're
going to.
pulling up
We don't have
Shiny?
enough. We're not going to. We're not going to. WaveyGawd, do you have any other topics for today before we get to the main meat and potatoes of the podcast today?
Oh wait. Hold on. I just want to say something real quick about Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. But if I hadn't known them for MCU, I would have known Robert Downey Jr. for Sherlock Holmes, and then Chris Evans for that guy in
Wasn't
Scott
that
Pilgrim
during
versus
Iron Man?
Didn't Sherlock Holmes happen after Iron Man?
Yeah,
It
that
did.
happened.
Yeah, it did.
It did, but I'm saying like those are roles. That's another role I would have known.
He's
him
saying
for.
if they
He
didn't
wouldn't
happen
awesome
at
Sherlock
all.
Holmes.
But he wouldn't. Maybe he wouldn't have gotten that role if he
He
wouldn't
might not have done Sherlock Holmes.
Right. If it wasn't for Iron Man, he wouldn't have gotten the Sherlock Holmes.
I'm not
hookup.
disagreeing. I'm just saying I
Right.
know that other role.
Yeah. And Chris Evans was in what? You were saying? You said Scott Pilgrim?
Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he
he
was
was
the
one of the
second
evil
boyfriend.
boyfriends.
Was he in that? Oh.
Yeah.
Second boyfriend.
Yeah, but
He was
I
Fantastic Four.
right. I was gonna say.
Nobody talks about that, Eric.
Yeah, he was.
The
during-
real,
was
the
Leonard
real
Cohen.
top
He don't forget about
MCU
that
movie
shit.
of all time.
He was.
You
he
said
was-
what?
Damn, I forgot about that.
How did you forget about that, WaveyGawd?
How did you
About that.
forget
Yo,
about that? Hey, your news segment done if you forgetting about shit like that.
That's the main joke of Chris Evans. Shout out to Chris Evans. If you listen to our podcast, we love you. You're definitely a dope dude. But that's
hey, respond to Lizzo. I know she slid in them DMs. All right.
That's a fact. And a lot of DMs I heard.
But that's the main joke. That's the main joke of him going from slim fireball to like swole American hero with like a better script and a better delivery.
True.
That was like the main joke of the internet. Of like, like it was just better. And then people were like, Human Torch, and then he became Steve Rogers. And everyone's like, and the girls was like, Steve Rogers. We was like, all right, chill.
They did that after he did his transformation, because then he came out buff, and they're like, oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Steve,
the girls out here like,
Steve
the MCU
Rogers.
made.
It's like Robert
I know
Pattinson.
that
He
they are
belongs to the boys now.
They can actually make the Fantastic Four a good movie.
Yes. If Marvel finally undoes what Fox has tried to do on 3 separate occasions now.
Three separate occasions.
3 separate occasions. Well, the first 2
were
sequels, and then the other one was like a redo again. And you still messed up a redo, and like Noob saying, like Marvel, you gotta fix the first one y'all do. This joint gotta be.
Alba will forever be my Invisible Woman.
Dog, low key, like the fact that you like one of the selling points of the movie is when she was like she turned into Human Torch and she was burned her clothes.
It says everything.
She is so fun.
Why are you looking like that?
If y'all could see Eric's face right now.
Yo, I dare you to say just got fun, bro. I dare you to say just got
fun. She's not my Sue Storm, but she is bad.
She's bad, but she's not a Sue Storm.
Yeah, not at all.
Storm, no.
Stop it.
Hey.
You know what I can do right now? Some meat and potatoes.
And blast
Eric,
thank you, Mark. I do love me some meat and potatoes. WaveyGawd, do you have any other?
Only other thing that I'll say, it's not going to be a news bite, but shout out to Demon Slayer for like crushing the box office and being the highest grossing foreign movie in U.S. history, or something like that.
Yeah,
I think it's the highest grossing anime movie in Japan.
Yeah.
I think.
No, but
it almost beat Mortal Kombat.
Should have beat Mortal Kombat.
It was close. It was legitimately close to beating Mortal Kombat opening weekend.
Yo, I recently just saw Demon Slayer. That movie is amazing.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say nothing about it. I know a lot of people didn't see it in here, but I did see it with Nerd Institute last week, and unfortunately, I saw it dubbed. I'll watch it subbed somewhere else.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I watched it.
No, dub. No, I'm very. Demon Slayer is one of the good dubbed animes. I'll give it that. It's
he just threw all the shade at dub.
Seriously, like
I ain't
throwing no shade. I mean, I used to like dubbed a lot, but then I started watching a lot more subs. But Demon Slayer is definitely one of the better dubbed animes out there. Most definitely.
It's too late. The shade has been thrown.
No, it's not. You can take the shade away.
You can't take the shade away because ain't no light coming from it. Ain't no light.
You gotta
shine sunlight. Exactly.
You ain't shining.
Just open the window.
Yeah, open the window, man.
What if it ain't a sunny day out? Then what?
You got to make it sunny.
Yeah.
Okay. You got to make it sunny.
That is a good movie.
Shout out to Hayato Miyazaki, who when they asked him how he felt, because I think it surpassed Spirited Away. Yeah. As far as a grossing film and anime, and he basically was like, "Yo, as long as they do good work, I'm cool." We posted it on our Phucaname page on IG, and he's like, "Look, as long as they do good work in the studio, I'm fine. I got to get back to picking up this trash on my block, though." Like, I would have thought that was low key shade, but I think he's really chilling.
Nothing but shade, but it was fire.
I think he was chilling, but I was kind of like with that quote because they kind of not bum rushed him, but they literally kind of caught him while he was outside his home. Like, yo, Demon Slayer surpassed Spirited Away in the box office for an anime movie, and he was kind of like, I mean, if they do good work, that's cool, but I'm gonna get back to picking up this trash in my community, though. So y'all have a good day.
Like, what the F is Demon Slayer?
Miyazaki.
He hasn't seen it. We're right to your point. He hasn't seen it. He's like, oh, all right.
He's a legend. He knows the impact his movies had, so he ain't worried about that. Just like
his movies, probably the reason that Demon Slayer was even can exist right now. So it's like
exactly, and even so, yeah, Demon Slayer sold tickets, no doubt about it. But like, let's be honest, like Spirited Away, Mononoke, like Totoro, like those are gems. You know what I'm saying?
And let's face it, anybody who truly loves their craft wants somebody one day to surpass them. You know, nobody's like, my movie's gonna be the best thing for the next 100 years, and all other anime films will suck. It's like, dang.
Yeah,
Shout
to
found
Kiki
work
for
and
surpassed
service.
me.
And he's
Yeah.
also made clear his perspective on a lot of like anime creators these days and how the process of it is being created and how there's, you know, almost like a conveyor belt of anime and there isn't as much creativity, uniqueness, and things like that. He's criticized the industry like that before, so he's more than entitled to his opinion. So I think there was a little bit of shade there, but you know, I think he's chilling. He ain't losing
Yeah, I
no
think he's
sleep
chilling. I don't think if it was, I don't think it was intentional, but
Shoot.
that's all for the
I want to be
news.
like that one day. Somebody come up to me like Mr. Fletcher, this game beats your game for top highest grossing game ever. I was like, and it took him 20 years.
Damn.
Except if he come up to you like, oh, Mr. Fletcher, your game sucks.
Moving on to the meat and potatoes.